Given the unusual nature of Lana Wachowski's The Matrix Resurrections and the plot's reliance on details that many will consider spoilers, it seems prudent to state the obvious. If you loved The Matrix and hated the sequels, go see this one. Have a great time. Welcome to our channel Film Overall, and in this video we'll see everything you need to know about The Matrix Resurrections. If you're among the much smaller group who thinks the sequels were underappreciated examples of clever myth-making, Resurrections may break your heart. While it does not deny that the jumbo-sized plots of those two films occurred, it does deny much of their self-importance and feels little need to blow viewers' minds with new ideas or technological inventions. Whatever happened to Neo after he appeared to sacrifice himself at the end of film 3, he's now back in the digital simulation, living as a 2-decade-old Thomas Anderson. Anderson has become a successful video game designer, his most notable work being a trilogy of hit games titled The Matrix. Part of Anderson is aware that these games are based on a true story, but he has allowed the squares around him to convince him that he is mentally ill. He sees an unnamed analyst on a regular basis who gives him mad and helps him talk through violent episodes in which he imagines the entire world is a simulated reality from which he must escape. Anderson hasn't completely abandoned his fight against the Matrix. He's written bits of code, modals in which AI characters play out variations of scenes he can't stop thinking about, but it's in his distant past professionally. Imagine his surprise when an associate informs him that our beloved parent company Warner Brothers has decided it's time to make a Matrix sequel with or without Anderson's participation. Something similar appears to have occurred in our world. Several years ago, there was a talk of a Wachowski-free reboot being written by Zach Penn and possibly starring Michael B. Jordan. 2 years later, Lana Wachowski minus original collaborator Lily was on board to direct and co-write. Whatever the significance of Lana's solo move or its possible connection to the film's pairing the sole creator Thomas with a morally and creatively suspect business partner Jonathan Groff, there's no mistaking what happens next on screen. The filmmakers distance themselves from their project during a lengthy sequence in which shallow youngsters brainstorm Anderson's new game for him. They mock moviegoers who thought the sequel's philosophical ambitions were pretentious, portraying them as lunkheads who just want more bullet time. And once this self-serving interlude is over, that's nearly exactly what they give them. Thomas Anderson gets another chance to follow mysterious strangers out of the simulation his brain lives in a sequence that is purposefully reminiscent of its counterpart in the first film. This extraction is a little different but not significantly so, as the film snidely observes. A little nostalgia goes a long way toward relieving anxiety in those transitioning from one reality to another. We eventually join Neo in the real world, where flesh and blood survivors have learned to coexist with some of the machines they once fought. Since Neo's departure, this community, which is still deep beneath the Earth's surface, has experienced ups and downs. Let's just say that Resurrections has a satisfying explanation for why Lawrence Fishburne's Morpheus has been replaced by Yahya Abdul-Mateen II. Carrie-Anne Moss appears prominently on the film's poster, but Trinity will have to wait a long time. She too has been re-Matrixed, and the fictitious life she was given there has taken hold of her. Despite the machine guns, flying robots, and goo pods, some of the most engaging scenes in the film are those in which Neo Thomas interacts with Trinity in that world, where she's a married mother named Tiffany and tries to persuade her to remember the life they once shared. Even if you've seen most of the action before, it's still a lot of fun. Ordinary Matrix residents are occasionally transformed into a mindless swarm of attackers, which isn't as terrifying as watching Agent Smith possess other people's bodies. But it's good for some zombie apocalypse-style battles. Bullet time is altered, not as a tool for cinematic excitement, but to take the wind out of Neo's sails. Resurrections leave a lot of questions unanswered. For a film that makes frequent references to the real world, the film's failure to address the role red pill symbolism has played in right-wing propaganda comes as a mild surprise. And with that being said, it's time to end our video. What are your thoughts on the film? Let us know in the comments. Like this video and make sure to subscribe to the channel for more amazing videos like this. We'll see you in the next video.